Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I've got the latest update for you on the ceasefire there in the Middle East. Donald Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, gives us an update in this video I'm about to show you, and he even explains what Donald Trump meant when he said that he's not confident the deal is going to hold. So where's this deal at? You don't want to miss this update, guys. Check it out.
The hostages are starting to come back. If I weren't here, they wouldn't be back ever. They say 6 months ago you would have had 11 more living hostages. Think of that, 6 months ago. But Biden couldn't get it done, and it was only the imposition that I put on as a deadline that got it done. But it's a very sad situation. It should have never happened.
President Trump yesterday discussing the deal to release the hostages held by Hamas in Gaza and the difficult steps still ahead to get them all out and make sure the ceasefire is permanent. Joining us now is President Trump's special envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff. He was certainly a key player in the negotiations and the deal between Israel and Hamas. Thank you for being on our show, and thank you for being willing to serve the country as well. I wanted to ask you about Hamas. Apparently, they told the New York Times, "We are prepared for a dialogue with America and achieving understandings on everything." How do you see that?
Well, I think it's good if it's accurate. I think we were able to demonstrate that President Trump's policies, peace through strength, they work. Everybody listens. And getting those 3 people out, that was a big deal. We've got 4 more coming out, I believe, this weekend. And it's a testament to how the world perceives President Trump's presidency.
When you met with these leaders, whether it was in Qatar or in Jerusalem, how did you deliver that message that convinced them that you mean business and so does Trump?
Well, Bill, I said you've got to look at the tweet, look at the truth, look at what he said. The words speak for itself. He expects a hostage release. Remember, we had nothing to do with the mathematics behind the prisoner release and the hostage release. That was set probably, 11, 12 months ago in the so-called May 27th protocol that was agreed to by Hamas, by the Israelis, and monitored by the United States under the Biden administration. So that set the mathematics around how many Palestinians in Israeli jails would be released for each hostage who was coming out. Our job was to speed up the process because it felt like it had bogged down. And so that was the job, and we were able to get it done. And it doesn't happen without the president.
It's on track for the moment, and we'll see what happens next, phase 2, and on and on and on. I was watching you at the end of the inauguration in the rotunda on Capitol Hill, and when now the former president was walking out, you stopped, grabbed his hand, and had some words with him. What did you say that you want our audience to understand about your message that moment?
I said, thank you. I said, thank you for allowing me to work on this peace deal because it was important, and I wanted to thank him for that.
And what did he say?
He said, thank you.
Simple enough.
Sir, could you project, I know you don't like to speculate, but could you project 6 months ahead or so? Because one of the key pieces of the deal, as I understand it from friends who are very supportive of the Israelis, that in a way it was a terrible deal, but one that they should take because of the situation that they found themselves in. But the key was Israel did not have to declare an end to the war. President Trump, if you could play this is call for number 1. He says he's not confident it will hold. Watch.
How confident are you, Mr. President, that you can keep the ceasefire in Gaza and conclude the 3 phases of this deal?
I'm not confident. That's not our war, it's their war, but I'm not confident. But I think they're very weakened on the other side.
Do you support the 3-state?
Gaza, boy, I looked at a picture of Gaza. Gaza is like a massive demolition site. That place it's really got to be rebuilt in a different way.
How do you characterize whether the ceasefire will hold?
Well, I don't disagree with the president. I think that the implementation, Dana, of it is probably more difficult than the execution of the deal. The execution, that was a big step. That was the condition precedent. We had to get it done, and we did, thank God. And now we've got to implement. I'm actually going to be going over to Israel. I'm going to be a part of an inspection team at the Netzarim corridor and also at the Philadelphia corridor. That's where you have outside overseers making sure that people are safe and people who are entering are not armed and no one has bad motivations. But we have to make sure that the implementation goes well, because if it goes well, we'll get into phase 2 and we're going to get a lot more live bodies out. And I think that that is what the president's directive to me and everybody else working in the American government on this. That's his directive, and that's what we're going to do.
Hey guys, I'm going to say, first of all, you want to stay tuned for the rest of this, guys, because very interesting dialogue and how they wrap this up here. But I was thinking, what's most essential for meaningful peace there in the Middle East, as far as what America can do? And it's 3 words. It's strong American diplomacy. Because if I know a lot of people are saying, well, maybe we shouldn't be involved, whatever. If the U.S. isn't involved, then bad actors destabilize the already fragile agreements that these ceasefires are based on. So what has to happen is there has to be a firm stance against these adversaries, which helps secure this lasting result that we all want to see there in the Middle East. Of course, we want this conflict resolved as soon as possible. And what it's going to take is it's going to take U.S. strength. It's going to take a strong stance from the United States. So don't miss that point. And guys, I do want to say I appreciate everyone for watching thus far. Don't forget to leave a like. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate everybody's love and support. All right. Check out the rest of this conversation. It's very interesting.
What we're going to do.
Our audience may not be that familiar with you, but they're going to get to know you very soon. And we really appreciate you coming on today, because these are very important issues. Your relationship with Donald Trump appears to me to be forged over the years, and you've known each other a long time through New York real estate and the game of golf. And you were with them in Palm Beach the day that second assassination attempt took place. So you guys know where each other's coming from on just about everything. With regard to the future in the Middle East, do you see soon a handshake deal between Israel and Saudi Arabia that gets that peace deal back on track, that would then pull in other Arab countries in the region?
Well, Bill, it's been out in the news that there's been talk of a normalization deal, and I think that normalization is an amazing opportunity for the region. It's basically the beginning of the end of war. And the beginning of the end of war means that the entire region becomes investable. It becomes financeable. Banks do not have to underwrite whether the Houthis, Hezbollah, or Hamas is going to fire a missile and take down a hyperscale data center. So I think that normalization is huge for the state of Israel. It's huge for the region. And hopefully it happens. And my own opinion is that a condition precedent to normalization was a ceasefire. We needed to get people believing again. First, we needed the hopeful moment, and I'd like to think that we've achieved that, and we'll build on that. And then on top of that, we needed to show people that we could stop the violence, and we could have conversation and dialogue. And so this is the beginning of that. And hopefully everything over there can be settled in that way. If it's possible, everyone will become a believer.
Just one more from me. How many countries do you think could be on board?
I think you could get everybody on board in that region. I really do. I think there's a new sense of leadership over there. Oh my gosh! I mean, Qatar. Look at what Qatar was enormously helpful in this. Sheikh Mohammed, he did plenty of. His communication skills with Hamas were indispensable here. So I think the UAE is already a part of it. Egypt was very, very helpful to us in these endeavors. I think we have the opportunity to get everybody bought in to a better future for the region. More opportunity, more hope. I think we have this is an inflection point.
Wow. Steve Witkoff, thank you so much for joining us today.
Wow, guys, did y'all catch that? Did you catch what Steve Witkoff said there? He said he thinks that he could get everybody in on this. What a positive statement that maybe they could finally wrap up this conflict there in the Middle East. Like, is that insane? Let me know in the comments, is there any actors there in the Middle East that you think they wouldn't be able to get aligned with this peace deal that they're trying to work over there? And I'll tell you this too. By the way, guys, thanks for watching this all the way to this point. If you've watched all the way to this point, you're a real one. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Join the community, guys. You're awesome. Also, got a little announcement I'm going to make here in a minute, so stay tuned. But you know what undermines the entire peace deal that they've got over there? It's very fragile. Don't miss that. Very fragile. But you know what undermines it? It's one word. It's weakness. Weakness undermines the whole thing. Weak foreign policies embolden the hostile forces in that region to behave badly. So if we really want a lasting peace there in the Middle East, then we're going to have accountability. 100%. There's got to be accountability for everything that is happening. What we've seen so far from the previous administration is appeasement. We don't need any more appeasement, guys. We got to move from appeasement to accountability. We need strong leadership like Donald Trump, who's going to set the precedent for holding our adversaries in check. And I'm super excited to see everything that comes out of what they're going to work there in the Middle East, get everybody on board. Absolutely awesome. Witkoff is an amazing guy. Hopefully he can have a big influence there. And of course, guys, I'm watching the images of Gaza there. Like, my heart goes out. Like, that is so devastating, guys. So we've got, pray with me, over the next few weeks and months that they put an end to this conflict, because that is so. How many families have been uprooted? How many families have lost loved ones because of this conflict, guys? We've got to get it resolved. We got to get it done. So, our thoughts and prayers are with everyone that's being affected by this conflict. And really the last question I have for y'all, and put it down in the comments. Let me know what you think. But do you believe that the Middle East ceasefire is going to hold long term? Not hold for a few days, not for a few weeks, that's going to hold for years. Do you think that this Middle East ceasefire is going to hold? Let me know in the comments if you think yes. If we have strong U.S. leadership, it's going to hold. Maybe no. Maybe you think it's too fragile. Only if the bad actors are held accountable. Whatever you think, put it down in the comments, guys. Let me know. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Okay, here's the big announcement, guys. I just went live with memberships for the channel. Go check them out. You can become a member of the channel. If you do, you're going to be a monthly supporter. And guys, I just appreciate all the support from everyone. Already over 1,000 subscribers. You know what that means, right? Our next big goal is 2,000. Let's double it, guys. Let's double the community. Let's double the movement. Let's make a difference for our country. Let's make a difference for the world. Okay, guys, y'all take it easy. I'll catch you later.